welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all safe and healthy. So today I'm here at Ratwa Motors, where previously I have made videos with the Range Rover Velar and the Lamborghini Urus. But today I'm here to take a look at the brand new 2022 Audi Q3 Sportback. And in this video, I'll be telling you everything you need to know about the car, all the exterior design features, the interior features, and in the end, I'll let you know my verdict of it. Obviously, I can't drive the car because it's in the showroom and it's not a test drive vehicle, it's a customer car. So just based on what I experience from the car itself, I'll give you my verdict on that. And before we go ahead and take a look at the car, I just wanted to say a big thanks to Ratwa Motors for allowing me to come here and make the video with the Q3. I'll be putting down a link below for their Instagram page, so do go ahead and follow them to show my thanks. And they do have a pretty nice collection over here, and of which they post the photos of on their Instagram page, so do go ahead and follow them. And also one more thing, if you're new to the channel, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on the notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload later videos. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the Q3. Alright guys, so here it is, the 2022 Audi Q3 Sportback. This is not the standard Q3, this is the Sportback version. So for those who don't know where the Q3 stands, the Q3 is the least expensive way to get into the Audi SUV lineup here in Saudi Arabia. I do know that in other markets you do get the Q2 as well, but here we have the Q3 as a starting point for the SUV lineup. In terms of competitors, the Q3 competes with the X1 or the X2 as well, the GLA, the the Volvo XC40, and those style of cars. So first things first, let's start with the price. So this is the price of the Audi Q3. This is the S-Line version, and you get 270,000 riyals. Now the prices are out of the way. Let's start with the design. So for 2022, Audi has not changed the design. It's the same. The only thing they have done is added some extra basic or standard features like blind spot monitoring, parking sensors, as standard by the way. Then 360-degree camera, you have a new one. Then there are the auto-dimming mirrors which fold as well, so that is now added as standard. So this one is not the base Audi Q3. This has the S-Line body kit on it, and with the S-Line body kit you do get some differences, which I'll just show it to you now. So you can see there are some gloss black elements in the grille. Otherwise on the base model is just this material all around. With the S-Line you have these inserts in it. This particular S-Line has the black appearance package, so because of that, normally these are silver, but since this has the black appearance package, these are black colored. Normally Audi grills have a silver surround, this one has the black surround due to that appearance package. Also, if you go for the S-Line trim, you can see these parts which are in gloss black or normally this flat black material, but for the S-Line body kit it has been painted. Normally again it is silver, but with the black appearance pack it has been blacked out. But overall you can see the design is similar. Here I have the key with me, and when I unlock it you can see the headlights as well. So you have the standard LED headlights. These ones are the basic LED headlights. You can also get the matrix LEDs as option as well. So here you can see we have the daytime running light, which also acts as your indicators, and you don't have any fog lamps by the way. You can see we have some parking sensors and also the radar sensor for your cruise control. And if you want, there is another black appearance package plus, which blacks out all the Audi grills and the logos, everything else. And also I forgot to show you the quarter badge. That means it has 4-wheel drive. Let's move on to the side now. So this is the side design of the Audi Q3 Sportback. So you can see where the Sportback name comes from. That's at the back. It has instead of the traditional SUV design, it has a more coupier shape. But I do like the way the Audi does its coupé designs, because unlike the X6 or basically the X4 and also the GLC coupe, I think they just don't suit the car very much, or the SUV. The Audi designs are a lot better. Even the Porsche designs are pretty good, but I do like the Audi designs a lot more, because you can just see the rear end, which looks a lot muscular. Then in terms of the wheels, the S standard you get I think 18-inch wheels if you go with the S-Line trim, but this one has the optional 19s, and I generally do like these rims a lot. They do look pretty good. You do have the option of getting 20-inch rims as well, but I think getting the 19s is a better choice, because you do get enough sidewall to give you that ride quality, but the 19-inch rims look good as well. So the size of this wheel is a 255 section tire with a 45 series sidewall and obviously 19-inch rim, and you can see the Audi Sport logo over here. These rims you can only option with the S-line trim and not with the base trim. And one more thing, you have the option of painting the red brake calipers as red, which I think you should do. It will, because it looks a lot sportier. And then on the suspension side of things, I'm not sure if this has the adaptive suspension. Then you have the wheel arches in body color, and on the base trim they are in flat black. Then you have a bit of a side skirt with gloss black in the middle. As standard, if you go for the S-line trim, that's in silver, but with the appearance package you can get that as black. Then you can see the window surrounds as well are in black with the appearance package, and up top you can see the sunroof over there, and you have black side mirrors as well with your indicators over here. This one does not have the 360-degree camera, otherwise you would have gotten a small camera over here as well. Then while moving to the back, you can see how this part is so wide over here because of this creases and stuff, and it just makes the SUV look pretty muscular. We have the fuel efficiency here as well. So here you can see the fuel efficiency is 13.4 kilometer per liter. That's average in terms of this scale over here. Maybe if you want fuel efficiency, you'll be going for the hybrid anyway, but we don't get the hybrid here in Saudi Arabia. We only have one model, the 40 TFSI, which this one is. You can either get it in the base trim or the S-line trim like this one. After that, directly you have the option of going for the RS Q3. So this is the back, and obviously no changes in terms of design, but I'll just show you how the tail lights look. So there you can see you have the indicators sequential style, and you have the full LED tail lights as well, which look really good. No changes over there. Then you have that steep raked roof or the rear section for the Sportback, and also these parts are in gloss black as well. Then you can see the Q3 badge, and you have your 40 TFSI badge with the Quattro as well. Again, like I told you, you have the appearance plus package. With that, all these badges are blacked out as well. Now let's come to the lower bumper, and surprisingly there are no fake exhaust, so that is pretty nice on Audi's part. The only thing, there is a small or slight difference between this Q3, which is the S-line trim, and the base trim. You get a different style of the bumper. So with the S-line trim, you get these elements over here, or this inserts, which you can see are in gloss black, and you also get this diffuser style of design for the S-line trim only. On the base you don't get that. And again, with the S-line trim, this gloss black material is in silver, but again with the appearance package you can black it out. The standard Q3 Sportback is slightly longer than the normal Q3. The normal Q3 is 176 inches, and this one is 177.2 inches. So the extra length comes from the new rear bumpers, but that's all the changes on the exterior. So now that we're done with the exterior of the Q3, let's take a look at the boot space. And obviously you can open the boot electrically via the key fob, which you have the button over here, or I believe you have the sensor for over here to open it. Let's see if that opens up. Yeah, there we go. And it electrically opens up. So you can see it's a pretty nice and decent usable space. Surprisingly, you have the same amount of boot space as the standard Q3, and that's because the number that Audi says is only below this part, so that's why it's 530 liters. But obviously if you try to store taller items, that will be cut off over here, and you cannot store that. So that's the only thing. If most of your items are below this level, then you have no problem or no issues. But anything taller than that, you'll have an issue with closing the boot lid. Other than that, I think the space is pretty nice and usable. You do have some tethering points and hooks. You do have some storage space on the sides as well. You can see we have this cover over here in metallic, obviously to protect the paint when you put something or slide something outside the boot. And you have a spare tire as well, which you can see with the toolkit and stuff. You don't have any extra storage though, but you do get a spare tire. You can also fold down the seats, which I'll just show it to you right now. So if you want to fold down the seats, you have a latch over here which you have to pull, and you can see the seats fold down. And when you look at it from over here, you can see you have a nice flat space for storing longer items, and you don't have a ridge in the middle, so that is pretty nice. And with the seats folded down, you do have 1400 liters of space. That is like 49.4 cubic feet, which I think is pretty impressive for a small SUV like this. But I think that's all there is to show in the boot space. And now let's take a look at the engine bay. So here's the engine bay of the Audi Q3 Sportback, and like I told you before, we only have the 40 TFSI option. That means we have the 2-liter turbocharged inline 4, and also we get this engine only in one tune. So here it produces 180 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque, which is like 236 pound-feet of torque, and it is attached to a 7-speed S-tronic transmission. So altogether this package takes this 1.7-ton SUV from 0 to 100 in 7.3 seconds to a top speed of 220 kilometers per hour. That's like 137 miles per hour. And that's all the performance data regarding this Q3 Sportback. In America, you do get a 228 horsepower version of the same engine, but we don't get that here. We only have this option over here. And if you want more power, then we have to step up to the RSQ3. And that's all for the engine bay. And now let's move on to the interior. Okay, so now moving on to the interior, this one does have keyless entry and exit system. So to open the car, all you need is the key fob in your pocket, and you just have to put your hand behind it and you can see the car unlocks. This particular car has the beige leather interior, which you can see over here, and looks pretty good, by the way, since this is a brand new car and it's clean. But we'll have to see how it ages over time. But now let's take a look at the door trim. So the materials up top are nice and soft, and they don't feel scratchy or cheap, and it is generally good quality, as you can expect from an Audi. Then here you can see we have this chrome strip or silver strip which runs towards the door handle, and you can see the ambient lighting currently inside that. It's blue ambient lighting. Then the door handle design is pretty nice. I think it's generally a natural design, because your fingers directly come under it and you can open the door that way. Then here you have your central locking systems, and then we come down below. So you have that same soft touch leatherette material, I believe. This is also leatherette, not full real leather. You only get leatherette on the armrests, but the seats are proper leather. But it is nice and soft. You can see the stitching all around it. You have that same silver surround for the grab handle over here. You do have your window controls over here, and you have your side mirror controls as well. Then down below, this part is a bit scratchy, but it doesn't feel overly cheap. Then you do have some decent amount of door storage, and you have your button to release the boot lid, and you have your speakers over here. Then we come to the seats. So these are the standard seats, because this one does not have the S-line interior. With the S-line interior, you do get the S badges all around. You do get a different style of seats which look like this. Then the leather is nice and soft. You do have some good amount of bolstering around as well. Down below you can see it is electrically operated with your lumbar adjustment, and over here you have an illuminated sill plate with the S logo. You do have some storage space on this side also as well. You can see it's lined with felt, so whatever you keep inside won't scratch around, and you have your latch to open the hood. And now let's take a seat inside and we'll see how the interior is. Okay, so I'm in the interior of the new Audi Q3, and there are no changes in the interior. The only changes for the 22 model year are the new standard systems that I told you about. Other than that, there are no changes. The interior is the same, as you can see, with the materials all around. And let's start with the dashboard quality though. And the materials, as you can expect from an Audi, are pretty nice and high quality. This trim over here, it kind of mimics carbon fiber, but it is obviously not. It's just textured plastic. It's just there to liven up the interior a bit. And one thing I do like is how they have some continuation in the dashboard over here. So you can see this chrome strip that starts around here and it moves all around over here with the piano black inserts in the middle with your infotainment screen. You have your light controls right over here, and on this side you do have this silver trim with the Quattro badge, and you can see the ambient lighting is inside the Quattro badge as well. As you change the ambient lights, the color changes obviously inside over here as well, and I think that's a nice touch. You can see the ambient lighting over there as well, and overall I think the interior quality is pretty good. You have your air vents nice and above so that the flow of the air is right near your face, and other than that, overall it's a pretty nice looking interior. Then let's take a look at the steering wheel. So this is the standard steering wheel, And if you get the S-line interior, you get the S badge over here. And since this one has a round design, you do have the option of getting a flat bottom steering wheel as well. If you're someone as tall as me, I suggest you go for the flat bottom steering wheel because you do get some space underneath your legs as well. And I personally would go with the flat bottom as well because it looks a lot sportier. Then you do have some controls behind the steering wheel. That's for your indicators. Here's your wiper controls, and down below you have your cruise control settings. The buttons on the steering wheel are voice assistant, the call function, favorite button, and your radio controls over here. Then this part is obviously to control your virtual cockpit, and the virtual cockpit this one is the standard 10-inch one. You can get the optional 12.3-inch one as well, which is obviously larger, but this one let me just show you all about it or what views you can expect. So this one you can see currently is showing date and time, but you can cycle across using this. So we have the radio controls right over here, and if you connect your mobile, all those details will come over there. Then if you press this view button over here, you can see those dials get smaller, and then you can again cycle through, so you get more information for your radio. And this is your trip computer, or basically that's your engine temperature, it looks like. Then you do have the option of changing that as well. You press that, you have your trip computer, or you can get a reduced display as well. You can reset your kilometers, but that's about it. This one, by the way, does not have the navigation option, because if you have that optional equipment, you get a navigation display as well, which showcases a full map around the display. But I think that's it for the virtual cockpit. Now let's move over here. So again, standard Audi MMI, no changes over there, but the system is nice and responsive. You can see, despite having this protective cover on it, it's pretty nice and responsive to my touch. You do have the sound. You can see, I hope you can hear that sound when I press the buttons, but you don't have the haptic feedbacks which you get from the higher end models like the RS6 or Q5. In those systems, you don't have the haptic feedback over here. So, but on the screen, you do have your tiles for your radio, media, telephone, and then obviously you have your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have your car settings, the standard screen settings. Then you have some help, users, messages. You can also swipe down and control extra things if you want to. Then we come back to home, and then you have some shortcut buttons on the side for your radio. Then you have your music over here. Then this is for your call function, and this is for your car controls as well. So you have Audi Drive Select. You can control your AC, your lights and vision. Yeah, let's take a look at the ambient lighting. So ambient lighting, you can see we have purple, so currently that changes over there. Then you have a lot more colors. You can change it to green. Then you have a bright yellow as well. Then you have orange as well over there. Then you have some reds, a pink, and a white as well. But I think the blue does look really nice, and I'll be keeping it at that. And you can also obviously do the brightness also. You can, if you want more brightness, you can do that. Overall, pretty good ambient lighting system, but I think the Mercedes ambient lights are just that much better. Then you have your Audi Drive Select, which I'll just show it to you later on. But I think overall that covers everything in terms of the MMI system. It's just standard Audi system, nothing new. Then down below you have your AC controls, and if I turn it on, you can see we have a digital display, so you can control your fan setting from here, your temperature settings as well. Then down below you have your engine start stop button, and you have your volume control as well. Then we come down below again, and you have your drive select, traction control, auto start stop, hazards, parking sensors, and your parking camera as well. I think so. It's park assist, currently unavailable. This is to turn on your parking camera. So this one has only a rear camera, no front cameras. So you can see the rear view over there, and I think you can change like the volume of the parking sensors and stuff. So that's all. You can see how the parking sensors, if you go close to something, that will beep over there and show how close you are to a certain object. But it's the simple system. If you go for the higher end trims, or if you want, you can get the optional 360-degree camera, and I think that will be much better than going just for the rear camera as well. And I highly suggest you go for that. But I think that's all over here. Then we do have some storage space here. You can see the ambient lighting is inside that as well, and you do have two USB-C ports right over here for charging. And I'm not sure though, it doesn't look like this one has wireless charging though, but you can get that as an option. Then you have your gear selector right over here, so you have a button, you can press that and obviously change where you want to go through the PRND. And I think this is the last Audi which still has this lever over here. I think the next generation of the Q3 will have that small toggle, like most of the new Audis or Volkswagens or Porsches have. Then here you have your electronic parking brake, auto start stop. This is your 12-volt socket. You have some storage space here where you can keep the key. You do have some cup holders here, which are pretty nice size, and you do have this part over here. Maybe you can store your phone in that, but it's not a closable lid, it's an open lid. Then you do have your armrest, which is nice and soft, you can just see that. And obviously you do have some storage space down below. It doesn't look like you have any USB connections inside, but it's a nice usable space. Then let's take a look over here. So you do have some decent amount of storage space in your glove box. You have some Audi owner's manual and stuff. Let's take a look up top. So you do have your light controls right over there. So those were LED lights. You have your control for your sunroof, which is a pretty decent size, and obviously it is automatic, so you can control it however you want. Then you have your visors with your mirrors and an LED light up top. So that's all in the front. Let's see the space. So the space inside the Audi Q3 is surprisingly really nice. I have a good amount of headroom despite this gap and despite the sunroof as well. I do feel pretty comfortable in the seats. Maybe if this had the S-line interior, those sport seats might have been a bit constrictive for me, because I'm a pretty big guy at 6'4" and 195 centimeters, and also generally my body size is a bit large. But I do feel comfortable in these seats. I do have a good visibility all around, and I think that's all in the front. Now let's take a look at the back seats. So now let's take a look at the rear seats. So the door trim are pretty similar to the ones at the front. You do have the same quality with the ambient lighting, the door handles, the leatherette, and the storage space. It's pretty same, and overall it's pretty good quality. And now let's take a look at the seats themselves. So you can see they are the similar seats as in the fronts. You have the same leather material, and it's nice and soft. Let's try to sit inside though. So this is the problem with the Audi Q3 or anything in this class as well. I cannot sit behind, and even the driver's seat is in my driving position, so behind myself I cannot sit. And the front passenger seats are a bit forward as well, but even despite that I cannot sit comfortably. If I adjust the front seats to make myself comfortable at the back, I don't think anybody can sit in the back seats over there, or in the front seat I mean. But I'll just show you some of the features. You can see we have some air vents over here. You do have a nice armrest with an closable lid, so you can see this closable cup holders, by the way. The ambient lighting over there. You do have some lights on this side as well. Because of the coupe shape of the Sportback, I don't have headroom as well. For taller people I don't think there is a lot of space, but I think if you are a person below 6 foot, I think you should be fine in this Q3. So I think that's all there is to show in the Audi Q3 Sportback. So that was the video on the Audi Q3, guys. Hope you enjoyed it a lot. And for my verdict though, I think the Audi Q3 overall is a pretty sensible choice. It's something you buy from your head, not the heart though. Because from what I just experienced, it has a no-nonsense interior, no-nonsense exterior. Overall, everything else is pretty high quality, and I don't think you'll go wrong with the Audi. You have generally high quality everywhere. The performance is good as well, and for your normal city driving, I think it's a good choice. If you want sporty driving characteristics, you have the option of going for the BMW or the RS Q3 if you want more performance. Then I think the price is reasonable with the amount of options it has, but there are some missing omissions, like I told you, the 360-degree camera and stuff, and that is something you should go for, because the system is generally very good. And if you're someone as tall as me, like 6'4", you should not consider the Audi unless you will be driving the most of the time, because in the driver's seat I was pretty comfortable. In the back seat I couldn't sit at all, so that's something to consider. But generally, like I told you, you can't go wrong with an Audi. But overall, I think that's all there is to say. If you enjoyed the video, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well. And do turn on your notifications so that you will be the first ones to know when I upload later videos. And stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.